It was the festival of spring from the wintry shades of narrow lane, and Helene embraced a...
नहीं, read Happy Prince.
No sir, हम नहीं सकेंगे.
Why? Why we are doing this chapter and why you are read?
High above the city on a tall column stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was glittered all over with thin lips of fine golds. For eyes he had two bright sapphires and a large red ruby cloth on his sword hilt. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. All day long he flew, and at night time he arrived at the city. Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town had made preparation. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. I will put up there, he cried. It is a fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he aligned just between the feet of the Happy Prince. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around, and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright. And wait, it is raining. Then another drop fell. What is the use of a statue? It is cannot keep the rain off, he said. I must look for a good chimney pot, and he determined to fly away. But before he had opened...
You are good in this. Now next transfer it to other girl. Yes. Hello. Read. Yes. Stand up and read. Hello. It just says please. Press there. Press. From one side you can press it. And just yes, like that. Little up. ना little ना थोड़ा ऊपर करो बेटा. अरे इसको ऊपर.
पूरा खोल के फिर ऊपर.
Yes.
कहाँ से छूट?
कुठे पड़ भी?
हाँ. यहाँ तक. अरे इधर से पढ़ दो ना. I mean पूरा शुरू से पढ़ दो. कहाँ से छूट रही है वो बताओ.
Stand up please.
He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the masts of the ships. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was dozing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired, he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better, and he sank into a delicious slumber. Then the swallow flew back to the Happy Prince and told him what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think, and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirits at the prospect. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of church steeple. When the moon rose, he flew back to the Happy Prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over.
Now.
Hey, Papa, go on.
No, here.
Oh,
Wait.
ಕೂಡ್ರಲ್ಲ
Please read.
ಕೂಡ್ರು ಎಡ
I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as a pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write anymore. There is no fire in the grate, and hunger has made him faint. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. Alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. My eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Dear Prince,
Good. Now, please. Now, next, please. No, please. At least finish his play, he said. Dear Prince, the rate from Dear Prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep.
Dear prince, she said swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. It was easy enough to get in, as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hand, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wing. And when he looked up, he found a beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. I am begging to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. The next day the swallow flew down to the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailor working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow. But nobody minded. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you not stay with me one night longer? It is winter, answered the swallow, and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt the sun is warm on the green palm tree, and the crocodile lie in the mud and look lazy about them. In the square below, said the happy prince, there stand a little match girl. She had let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring some money home some money. And she crying. She has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her.
Next. You stand, please.
Standard.
Next.
Headache.
Next. Stand up.